welcome. We are here with the one and only, the gorgeous Michelle Raymond. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm good, thank you very much. Doing very well.
We are talking about publications and leveraging publications to grow your audience, to grow your business, get clients, increase your fees. So these are some of the things that we're going to talk about today. And for everyone who's watching or listening right now, we're also getting started very soon with our Profile Builder Challenge. So make sure you check the link so we can help you getting featured on publications. That's I'll tell you straight away, just get the link and register while we are talking about this topic. So let's start with you, Michelle, talking about visibility first. Let's just give an overview around visibility and how that helped you first.
You know how I found it works for me and the importance of visibility. It makes people who want to work with you, they feel safe that, oh my God, this is somebody who, if they've been featured in certain magazines, publications, media, podcasts, has spoken at different places, it gives them peace of mind that this person knows what they're talking about. So it adds that level of trust. It also allows you to raise your credibility, but people who buy into you and want to work with you, they don't actually then ask about your qualifications. So I've had people say to me, oh, but Michelle, I'm not qualified in this or that. But because they have these credibility indicators, as I like to refer to them as, being featured in done a TEDx, for example, have been featured in the media, in trade magazines, have done an array of speaking engagements. People don't ask for your qualifications because those act as your qualifiers. They're qualifying indicators that if I get this person in to work for me, if I get this person as my coach, as my consultant, as a trainer, I know I'm going to get the best, because there's no way they would have been featured in the BBC or the Guardian or be featured in Business Insider or done a TEDx and they're not good. So it works as a qualifier for you. And you know, later on we'll talk about how for you, Simone, it's propelled your career and how it's propelled mine and how it's got me into places where I don't think I would have ordinarily have got into if I didn't have those places and to be featured in those places.
Yeah, I agree with you. I found that in my case, it's been it's been like a business card, to be honest.
Yeah.
It gets you places. The amount of people that contacted me on LinkedIn or Instagram or different social media platforms on Facebook as well, saying, hey, I've read your article on X, or I see, even if they haven't read the article, actually, I see that you are a contributor for Forbes. I see that you are a contributor for Entrepreneur Magazine. I would love to touch base. I would love to see how we can collaborate. So it became an incredible way to get partnerships, became an incredible way to get places. It became an incredible way as well to like show people, like it became a literal introduction before I had to introduce myself. It's almost like if you're a speaker at an event and you have the MC that bigs you up, that gives this beautiful introduction, get your audience ready and roaring for you. Publication does the same in the online world, where they are your introduction, they are the roaring reviews. And that's what I found to be personally the biggest impact. Now, Michelle, in your case, if you can give us like a specific thing that happened or a specific opportunity that you got as a result of getting featured in a publication, for example. I would love to hear a story about that.
I've got quite a few. I had one this morning, actually.
Talking about the devil.
So because my background in human resources and training, I make sure that I show up in my trade magazines. So everybody's in different professions, and there are magazines and publications and media that is specific to your profession. And I make sure that I show up in there because it's important for that peer-to-peer establishment and credibility. And obviously for people that buy in my HR services, training services, they see this as well. And I was featured in a couple of magazines and blogs for within the HR industry. And just this morning, before I did this live, I saw an email, and an email came in and said, "Oh, Michelle, you were recommended to me because you were featured in," and they stated where I was featured. "And I would love for you to come in and do some policy reviews and amendments on our D&I strategy. I want to find out how much it will cost us, and what's your availability in the next 3 months." So that's direct work. And I usually do say that sometimes the work that you get on the back of it can be indirect, but this is a very direct. I've also had people who have reached out to me to deliver my services on the back of a podcast that they heard me on, actually probably 6 months ago or 4 months ago. So the time frame really does differ. But these are just direct assignments that I've got from being featured. When I was featured in People Management magazine, I noticed that my LinkedIn, I had a flurry of LinkedIn requests, and I thought, oh, what's going on? And somebody said, "Oh, I saw your," and it's a very, very small article, I saw your contribution in People Management magazine. I can't even remember when I did it. So I was like, when was this? Now, they didn't actually tell me that they featured me in the magazine. So I remember going to, I'm part of this membership where you can see all old publications. And I went and I was scouring through to find it, and I found it. It was literally like 2 lines, right? 2 lines. But on the back of it, I had so many more introductions. And now then I'm nurturing those relationships to see what comes of it. And that's the indirect. So showing up, especially in your trade, in your profession, which has magazines, and there's so many, I have so many of ideas of where you can be featured, how you can leverage those features, because that's the second step, isn't it? First step is to be featured, or no, the very first step is to find them. The second step is then to be featured. And the third step is how then you leverage that. And we work together on how to do that. And it's beautiful to see some of the results that our clients get and we get, because I believe you have to walk the talk. You can't be working with somebody who's good at doing it for somebody else, but cannot do it for themselves. And that for us, I think for us, that is our golden nugget, that we know how to do it for ourselves. So we have a tried and tested methodology that we then give to others, and they get the results.
100%. And you mentioned when you were talking about this contract that you got, or this inquiry that you got as a direct result of a publication, or people connecting with you, is literally networking on steroids. That's what I love about publications, because people are hearing about you, they're hearing your message, and those publications, they've already built relevant audiences. You want to get featured, you get featured into the largest publications in the world. Now they have the mass audience. You're getting featured in niche industry publications or podcasts or bulletins or newsletters. They are relevant to people in the industry that you want to build a name for yourself with. And so a lot of times people, they spend all their time like posting on social media without realizing that the same 3 or 4 people, they're always seeing those messages. You don't not building new audiences. You're not building relevant audiences. You're not building any credibility with that. You're giving away useful content, but only the same 3 to 4 people are going to see it. So what publications and media did for me, it actually gave us the majority of the audiences that we have, and also a business card to build relationships with. So I remember I got this speaking engagement in Spain. And when I approached the organizer saying, "Hey, I can write an article on these publications for you about your event." Bam. So once you become a contributor, not even featured, but once you become a contributor of a publication, then you now become a useful resource to other people in your industry. Now you become the person that people want to go to in order to get featured or get somewhere. And that's why I think it's important to be featured, but also become the contributor. Because once you have the contributor, then it's almost like you become that person that becomes a magnet. The amount of people that reached out to me just because they wanted to be featured on Forbes, they wanted to be featured on Entrepreneur Magazine or the Huffington Post. And then I can choose. I can be selective. I can say, hey, I can write about this opportunity or not, depending on my editorial guidelines and so on. But that's a big, and just the fact of being able to write things for others and to feature others, then gave me, I think, probably more than 50 speaking engagement.
Wow.
Easy, easy. And speaking engagements, they led to direct clients. So if you're looking, probably has been the equivalent of a bit, probably 500,000 indirect revenues. There are speaking engagements that I got from getting featured on publications and featuring others on publications. And as you mentioned, that's the third level. You know, it's about finding them, it's about reaching out, but it's also about leveraging it. And that's where we come into place. So I would love to know now, we talked a bit more about ourselves, and for everyone here who's watching or listening, if you haven't registered for the Profile Builder Challenge, which is starting soon, make sure you click the link that there is here in the description and register right now, straight away. You don't want to miss it. Let's talk about some of the people in the Profile Builder program or the challenge that you worked with, and some of the results that they got, so we can start in that way.
Yeah, listen, it feels like everything I'm sharing with you today is recent, but it is recent stuff. I had a session with one of the Profile Builder clients just yesterday, I believe, and she told me, and she said, "Oh, Michelle, one of the recommendations and opportunities I shared with her directly, because as you know, we have different levels, and she heard back from them, and she has now been accepted onto this program where she is now a paid mentor." And that was, and remember, the opportunities, we're talking about publications, but being a part of this network, we share other opportunities. We share speaking opportunities, coaching opportunities as well, because these all raise your visibility. So now she's got paid work through that. And she also told me that one of the other opportunities I shared with her, just to be write an article, she went one step further, and now she's actually, what you said, a contributor to that magazine. And I don't recommend her to be a contributor, so I don't take the glory. She did the work. I just gave her the avenue, and she was first featured, and then she's now a contributor to that same publication. Brilliant, because now she's a trusted resource. And that's a different level than when you're just being featured, or you've just got an article or just a clip, to when you are a contributor for a leading leadership publication. So this is really great wins, and we've got so many wins. We've had people that's been featured in Forbes, people that's been featured in Psychologies, and this is what we've done is created a space, because it's being in a space where people are winning, being in a space where people are finding opportunities, and it then starts to adjust your mindset. You start to shift, and then you start to see opportunities that you didn't see before. So then you are now primed to receive all these great opportunities that are coming your way. So whether it's an indirect or direct, opportunities start to flow from every angle, and it's so beautiful to see that some of these wins. What are some of the wins that you've seen?
Well, I mean, we work with a lot of people that are transitioning in between careers. For example, maybe they've been working as a contractor for a company. Like, let's say, for example, we've got a few clients that they were coming from a career training, coaching, career transition coaching company. And they were delivering services for them. So what they did, they were already great at the work that they were doing, but they didn't have the profile to get out and get their own contract. Therefore, they were underpaid by the company that was providing them contract and just doing work for pennies instead of getting their own ones. And that's what building their profile allowed them. So there are, for example, I'm just thinking about Yelena, for example. It's a brilliant example on how she was able to turn things around, quit that company that she was working with, got her own, created their own programs, got their own clients, built a very solid name for herself, where there are a lot of other people in the career transition space that now they're saying, I want what you were able to build. And the visibility that she got by being featured on publications, by being interviewed on podcasts, by getting on speaking engagements and so on, was the catalyst for her to build a profile that would attract the clients that she was looking for. Because just the fact that you can do something doesn't mean that people are going to buy that from you. They want to, before someone, when someone buys something from you, they want to have like a piece of you. They want to have a piece of what you've built, a piece of what you have, or a piece of something that you know. But if you're not able to communicate why you compare to someone else indirectly, not even directly, because that's what publications do. They give you that indirect endorsement that where instead of saying, look at me, how great I am, which everyone can do it. Now the publication says, look at Michelle, look at Nelsa, look at Muriel, look at Yelena, how great you are. And that's where real leverage happens. I'm thinking about Linda as well. Linda, that just as a result of the challenge, she got 17 publications within a 14 days period. That's within 14 days. She had more than 100 by being part of the Profile Builder program. And Linda was in a key situation where with the pandemic and everything, she lost all her contract coming from the prison work that she was doing before. And then she had to reinvent themselves. But before everyone else was providing her with work. Now she had to provide with work herself, but no one knew about her and the work that she was doing. And so that's when she was able to turn her business around and actually create their own contracts, create their own clients. Why? Because people they will not, this is the thing, people, they will not tell you, let me check you out. They will do it. That's it. You pitch for a contract, what do? They check your social media, they Google you, they want to find out about you. So now, if they now type your name on Google and you have all these things appearing and all these articles and all these features that you have, compared to someone that they can do the same thing and they write their name and there is nothing appearing, guess who's going to get the contract? Guess who's going to get the client? It's the person who's featured. So these are some of the results that our clients have been getting for direct result of being featured on publications or indirectly.
Awesome. I love it. It's really good to hear. And I like what you mentioned as well. There's one thing to blow your own trumpet, but it's so great when somebody else blows your trumpet, right? In a sense of they indirectly tell you how good you are. And many times people do say, oh, can I talk about my business? Can I talk about my story? And there's a way you have to do it and make sure you're meeting the needs of people, of the readership of that. But CNN at the moment, they are looking for people who want to share their stories. And obviously there's a format and there's a criteria in which you have to do it, but they want to take on life stories. Now, as we know, CNN is a massive global news outlet, have publications, they have media, they have podcasts. And just to be featured in that and to be able to leverage that and to utilize the logo is like gold. And this is one of the strategies that I want to bring to the forefront at the Profile Builder Challenge.
Ooh, in fact, if you want to get featured on CNN and learn how the strategy works, because between Michelle and I, we always have a pulse about what kind of publications they're recruiting, what kind of opportunities there are in the marketplace. We got a lot of people become official contributor for Forbes Entrepreneur magazine. That's by aligning themselves to what those publications they were looking for, which is a skill in itself. That's why people say, oh, but I sent a press release and no one got me. Huh? Because probably you created something that people, they were not even looking for. Just because you have a good format of a press release that you can find online doesn't mean that you're gonna get featured. It is about your messaging, it is about your positioning, it is about timing, it is about creating something relevant. And that's what we are doing in the Profile Builder Challenge. And then later on, for those of you that want to move forward, we have the Profile Builder program. But even if you just join a free 5-day Profile Builder Challenge, we will work on your profile, refine your message, create, look at your profile, refining it so it's media ready, helping you find publications, pitch to publications, and that's all within the 5 days. So if you have not registered yet, what are you waiting for? The link is below. Make sure you register right now. And on top of that, bonus opportunity in particular, which is time right now, around the CNN feature. So if you want to learn as well and go through the process on how to get featured on CNN that Michelle has discovered, which I don't even know. So I'm going to find out in real time during the challenge, because I find things on social media about Michelle. It's like, so we are in the profile builder group and say, hey, I got these things on the CNN. Oh, I wish I know that. So I'm going to find out in real time from Michelle about the CNN opportunity, which is very fresh. And that's something that we can all do and achieve together. So register for the Profile Builder Challenge. Michelle, any final thoughts around visibility, profile building, challenge, to wrap up this conversation from you?
Now, I just want people to utilize the resources that are around you. We are a resource. And both myself and Simone, we're so well placed within certain networks. We have certain contacts that we can help leverage for you. So being part of the challenge is not only do we give you the tools, but we can leverage our connections. And we're already finding opportunities of people who within our network are looking for a specific person or a specific skill set. And we always first go to the community. We always go to the community and find out from them who can do this, and it's all paid. It's paid work. I'm talking about work that you can get on the back of it. But we need to know that you're visible. We need to know what you do. We want to know your capabilities and what you can do. That's the first point. So I would encourage anybody to join the 5-day Profile Builder Challenge. You get so much content. We hold nothing back. We hold nothing back, and we share what we have so that you get the best. Because when you look good, we look good, right? So come on. And it'd be so good to see some of you. And I know I'm getting messages here and there. So, just go in, just dive deep and be playful out, and let's see what results you get.
Yeah, exactly. And compared to a lot of other challenges, we have the consistent message that we receive from people is this is the only challenge that I've actually finished.
Yeah, we do.
This is a consistent one, because it's like literally being part of our paid programs. And the same content on that particular subject that you find in our paid programs is the same one that we deliver on the free challenge, because we want you to get results. And then the idea is like, you get results over the 5 days, you will want to keep working with us. But even if you don't, you had a great experience and you met a lot of incredible people, and you have the how-tos on getting featured on publications and media. Because to wrap up as a final thought, remember that visibility, it is not a luxury. Visibility is a necessity. And if you are not visible, guess who's going to get the contract? Guess who's going to get the client? Guess who's going to make the biggest impact? The person who is seen, the person who is heard, not the person who is the best at what they do. And so if you are great at what you do and you want to be seen, you want to be heard, remember, visibility is not a luxury. It is a necessity. So register to the Profile Builder Challenge and we can help you out. Be more visible, get known, get paid, and make an impact. So Michelle, thank you very much for this live today. It has been a while since we did the live together, actually.
Yes, you have.
So we need to do this more often. We need to do this more often. So, ladies and gentlemen, register for the challenge, and we will see you there. Ciao.